everyone, it's Kat again. I'm going to work on another series of videos today, specifically working on rotation, upper body, lower body separation. As always, we want to start out with a little bit of a warm-up. I like to keep it simple on my warm-up. March in place, 5 times on each side. And then I'm going to add a forward lunge with a reach, alternating. Good. Now we're going to do a forward lunge with a rotation. The side that we're going to be stepping out on is the side that we're going to rotate to. So you're in a forward lunge, you're going to rotate your head, reach all the way back, and bring it forward. Stepping out with the other side, open it up wide, bring it back, and forward. You're going to repeat that 5 times on each side. So when I talk about upper body, lower body separation, what I'm talking about is your ability to rotate your upper body while you keep your lower body stable. The reason why this is important in a golf swing is because when you're in your address posture, for a right-handed golfer, when you bring that club back, your body is not making this kind of movement. Your upper body is rotating first. So we want to be able to get your upper body to rotate and get that club back. It'll help with club speed, but it'll also help with lessening the injury to your back. A lot of people tweak their backs when they over-rotate, and again, if you under-rotate, you're not getting that ball where it needs to go. So what I find with most of my golfers is that they have an inability to make that separation between their upper body and their lower body. But it does stem from the first part of your golf swing, which is your posture. Now, I like to do most of my exercises in what's called the address posture, the golf posture. But I have to make sure that my spine is in the right angle. And for this, I'm going to show you a demonstration with the golf club. Now, I have a normal S posture to my spine. Some people have what's called a C posture. The C posture happens after you've made connection with the ball, but you have to be able to keep your body in that neutral spine. So the first way that we do that when people set up for their golf swing is they have to be able to get into that neutral posture. So how we do that is we arch and we tuck and we find that neutral position. And how I can check that is I take my golf club and I put it along my spine. Now, you can see how I have an arch in my back. Let me move up a little bit. And then you can see what happens when I round out my back. The golf club comes off my back. So when I get into that neutral spine and I do my arch and my tuck and my fine neutral, that stick, that golf club should be directly on your back. And if you ever notice golf professionals on their down line, their bodies never leave this posture. They go into a C posture after they've made a connection with the ball, but their spine is in that neutral posture for most of their golf swing. But in order to get there, you can set up your feet, but a lot of people don't realize that they have to set up their spine to hit that ball too. So it'll lessen the effects of that rotation and prevent back injury. So arch, tuck, and fine neutral is one of the key factors in finding where your spine has to be when you're going to hit the ball, when you're going to address the ball. But we have to be able to rotate first. So the first thing I want to do, after I've warmed up, of course, is I want to try to rotate my upper body. Now again, I'm going to be in that neutral spine posture, arch, tuck, fine to neutral, and I'm going to get into my address posture, my 9-iron posture, and I'm going to cross my hands. Now we've done this a lot of times in golf and tennis fitness, but it's something that you have to do every day because it'll train your body how to make that movement. So from here, we're going to rotate to the right, bring it back to center, and then rotate to the left. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to do this. Because if you do that in your golf swing, guess what? You're not going to be able to hit the ball with efficiency. So, again, finding my neutral spine, crossing. We're going to go to the left and to the right. Awesome. Now, if you find yourself coming out of posture and moving your hips, you can always back yourself up into a wall and just put your butt really, really lightly on that wall, and that'll help to stabilize your hips. Or if you have a partner, you can have your partner hold on to your hips while you make this movement. It's key. Here's your backswing. Here's your follow through. Now, alternately, once you get that upper body separation, you want to get that lower body separation. So like I said, some people go like this. We want to be able to now rotate our pelvis. The lower body rotation is key when you want to get power through your swing. So for those of you that have a little bit of difficulty with doing that, I recommend you I have a 7-iron, and you want to push down on the club head. So put your left hand over your right hand. You don't need to death grip it. Just hold on to it very, very lightly. And now I'm going to rotate. Now, one thing you notice about this, my upper body is not moving. I'm not doing this. That's incorrect. I'm again in my address posture. My spine, I've arched, tucked, found the neutral spot, and now I'm rotating to the left and rotating to the right. The rotation to the right is my backswing. The rotation to my left is my follow through. This is really important that you keep your hips, think of them as having headlights on them. I know I talk about this in class, but you don't want to come up. That is a totally different exercise. That's called the Happy Gilmore. We'll get into that later. But you want to be able to rotate without doing this. And what I find with a lot of my golfers is when they come out of posture through their swing, it's because they have that inability to rotate their upper and lower body. So you might feel a little bit of tension in your back. You're working these back muscles if you are rotating your pelvis and rotating your torso separately. Think of your body as the top of a jar is your torso, and your bottom of the jar is your pelvis. So I want you to practice this every day. It's really important to get that upper body, lower body separation. Another thing you can do when we work on balance is single leg balance. Now, we can add an element of difficulty to this by doing what's called stork turns. Stork turns are actually an upper body rotation to the left and to the right. Really difficult to do. But when you think about it, you're doing a weight shift and a transfer when you're doing your backswing and your follow through. Basically, your entire swing. It's based on balance. You have to be able to transfer that weight onto the left hip and the right hip. But you cannot do that unless you have that upper body, lower body separation. So the exercises that I want you to work on after your warm-up is the lunge, open up. Don't forget open books too. I know you all know how to do that. So the lunge with rotation, and then you can move on to the upper body, lower body separation drills, which are torso turns, pelvic turns. Now, alternately, a lot of my golfers have a hard time with that arch, tuck, find neutral position. So that's another thing that you need to practice. You can also do that with your club. Again, you can press down on that club and pull in and out. Now, if you notice, I'm not moving my upper body at all. It's an arching and a tucking. Now, important part about this, squeeze your glute cheeks. I can't say it enough. When I'm in this position, I'm squeezing my glute cheeks. And what that does is it helps to stabilize my balance when I make that swing, that weight transfer. But you need to be able to find that position before you even set yourself up. So this time you're going to work on lunge with rotation, upper body rotation, pelvic rotation, stork turns, and work on your balance. I'll see you next time. Miss you.